Hi, my name is Jared, and in the next few minutes I'm going to show you what this superhero has to do with you building muscle. And I'm also going to reveal the number one big mistake that you may be making in and out of the gym that's robbing you of 95% of your natural muscle gains. And if you don't fix this big mistake, then it'll be like hanging a big sign on your body that says, I don't want to be strong and muscular. Please keep me skinny forever. Now, also in this short presentation, I'm going to give you 3 little-known secret keys to building as much muscle as you want naturally, without having to pound down worthless bottles of pills, powders, or potions, and without having to resort to extreme diets or kill yourself in the gym for hours every day. And these 3 secret keys are what I like to call steps. Will help you build as much natural muscle as you want, transforming you from skinny to superhero faster than you ever imagined possible, allowing you to leap tall buildings, stop a train dead in its tracks, or run faster than a speeding bullet. Plus, look good for your significant other or draw approving glances from the opposite sex when you go out with your buddies. Now, a fair bit of warning. I have no idea how long I'll keep this presentation online for, because part of this video is very controversial with what's revealed. In fact, so controversial that has made some very powerful people in the industry quite mad, and I feel pressured to remove some of those parts in the video. So just watch this now before I'm forced to remove it. Because at around the 7-minute mark, I'm going to peel back the curtain and reveal to you why it's not your fault that you haven't been able to build the amount of muscle you've always wanted and sculpt the body of those superhero action stars that you see on the big screen. In fact, I'll even show you how your body has been genetically programmed against you. Yes, that's right, against you, from seeing and feeling any type of real results, and how to overcome this programming starting today. And just because I want to see you succeed, I'm going to expose the muscle and fiction industry's dirty little secrets that keep tricking you into forking over your hard-earned money by taking advantage of your desire to build muscle and sculpt the body you've always wanted. And I'll also show you how my friend, I'll call him Dave to protect his privacy, in just 4 weeks actually got more cut, more muscular, and stronger just from these same simple tips and tricks that I'll be sharing with you today. In fact, this is some of the controversy that you'll discover in just a few moments. However, first, I'm going to share a story with you that's pretty embarrassing, and you'll see why in just a moment. In fact, it was so embarrassing that I never wished this type of thing to happen to anyone at any time. Yet it's one you need to absolutely hear. You'll see why in just a moment, so keep watching. Deal? Now, before I stumbled upon these 3 simple steps to building muscle and going from skinny to superhero, I was that skinny guy you've probably seen in the gym or just walking around. Well, I was actually more than skinny. I was below bony. But after making my breakthrough discovery, this is what I look like now. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I sprouted muscles overnight or anything crazy like that, but building lean, hard muscles got a lot easier and faster once I discovered the breakthrough that I'm about to share with you here. But before that, you need to know how low I sank and the grief I dealt with before I discovered these shortcuts. It was a typical summer day. I was out in Long Island in New York at Jones Beach with a bunch of friends of mine, doing what you would normally do on the beach, just hanging out, throwing the frisbee around, having a blast. And I remember that day because it was record temperatures in July. Well, I decided to go for a walk along the ocean because the waves were calm, and out of the corner of my eye, a few hundred yards down, I noticed this guy to my right talking to this beautiful girl. And by beautiful, well, she looked like one of those models in the magazines and on TV. And I also noticed this guy was huge. He looked like a modern-day superhero. And right then and there, it hit me. I wanted the female attention that he was getting, and I wanted to be built like he was. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who had dreams when they were younger of looking like those action stars we see on the big screen. And it all really changed that day on the beach. I became hooked and addicted. I was bitten by the iron bug. And I never told my friends this, but that night in my hotel room, I cranked out close to 1,000 crunches and 500 push-ups, which of course never gave me the ripped six-pack or massive chest that I wanted right away. In fact, the next day I was so sore that it was painful just to breathe or laugh. Yet when I got back home after the beach, I went to the local gym and signed up on the spot because I wanted muscles like the guy on the beach. However, weeks and months went by, and I was hitting the weights pretty hard 6 days a week, following the routines of the pro bodybuilders in the magazines. I was taking all of their weight gainer supplements, their pre-workout boosting energy pills, and scoops upon scoops of nasty tasting protein powder. Yet sadly, a few months later, my skin and bones body failed to gain even an ounce of noticeable muscle. Now, I did put on weight, but it was all in my gut, and I even developed a thick pair of love handles. And that night, as I looked at my shirtless reflection in the mirror, I felt cheated and disappointed because I was now the skinny fat guy, embarrassed to take my shirt off. and perhaps you can maybe relate. And here's where I had the most embarrassing day of my life, but that was the day that turned it all around. So while I was walking to class with my friend Caitlin, and by the way, I had a secret crush on her, so don't tell her, promise. I heard a voice from the back of my head that said, "Hey, watch this." And then all of a sudden, bam, all of the books were knocked out of my arm. I turned around and there he was, Brett. Now, Brett was the bully type, and I'm sure we've all known one or two of these types of people when growing up. So now I had this guy towering over me with huge broad shoulders and veins in his arms that looked like a road map. And I gave him a look like I was about to do something. However, he just smirked, put his hands up and said, "What are you going to do?" So I did the only thing I could do, which was nothing. I didn't know what to say, and I just stood there like a deer caught in headlights. So all I did was look down in disappointment and pick up my books. I was so embarrassed that I wanted to bury my head in the sand, and of course Caitlin was watching the whole time, so talk about rock bottom. Oh, and the worst thing that could have happened did. He ended up putting his arm around her, and they walked away pointing and laughing at me. And you know what? That hurt the most. So after that, I didn't want to be seen because the embarrassment was just way too much for me to bear. Now, I guess I could have stood up to him, but I knew I would get absolutely crushed because he was way bigger than me. And all that effort trying to build muscle seemed like a huge waste of time. So I just figured I would never be as big as Brett or that guy from the beach. And I guarantee you, when I tell you I hit rock bottom that day, my rock bottom was beyond low. Yet you know what? That one day did cause my entire life to change, because when I got home, I made a promise to myself. And I decided right then and there that I would stop at nothing to get what I wanted. I wanted to build up my body like my idols that I saw on the big screen and the superheroes that I read about in comic books when I was younger. They had everything I wanted. They were admired by millions. They had superhuman strength, mountains of muscle, everlasting endurance, but most importantly, they were inspiring. And the good news for you is this. Not only did I figure out how to build muscle, gain strength, and everlasting endurance, but I figured out how to do it without having to be in the gym every day, slaving away and killing myself for minimal results. So as you can see, I'm not some genetic freak with that winning lottery ticket. I'm really just a lot like you, just an average regular guy who just so happened to go through his own personal hell. And because of what I went through, I discovered a simple and easy solution, a cure to all of this muscle building madness. A blueprint that allows guys like you and me to look and feel as if we won the genetic lottery and flip our genetic muscle building switch to the on position, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, this easy blueprint that I follow is so powerful that it allowed me to break free from the shackles of my skinny genetics and transform my body from scrawny to superhero, plus giving me more confidence than I could ever imagine. Now, you have to know about the real problem and the real reason you are struggling with trying to build muscle today, and it will surprise you, because it's the only thing that's holding you back from creating your own superhero physique, and the reason why so many guys like us have failed to build muscle for years. The real problem is that you've been lied to. And one of these lies is that you have to follow the routines of the pro bodybuilders in the magazines to build muscle. Now, I bet you've maybe heard this before, or maybe even tried some of these programs in the past. However, this is not even close to the real truth. If you're one of the millions who has fallen victim to this kind of lie, then you must decide now to believe the truth instead. Because if you don't, you will just continue going around in circles of what I like to call the muscle building merry-go-round. Going around in circles, hopping from one program to the next, not seeing any noticeable results. Now, this is the same thing that happened to me. I do not want this to happen to you. And it's the big reason why your struggle with building muscle is not your fault. If you really want to blame someone or something for your muscle building woes, don't blame yourself and your genetics. Blame the super greedy muscle and fiction magazines and those pro bodybuilders on the covers, because you're bombarded almost constantly from these crooks who try and spoon feed you worthless, useless, and fake misleading information. And you know what? They depend on your suffering to stay in business. Just think about it for a second. If you got results, then they lose a customer for life, and they don't want that to happen, and they definitely don't want to see you succeed. It's a conspiracy to keep us small and skinny and to keep us dishing out our hard-earned money on bogus muscle-building bull-crap products. Now, the truth is, you don't need to follow the muscle-building routines of those guys in the magazines. Why? Because this is going to lead to what's called overtraining. You're breaking down your body so much that it can never catch up and recover. You keep taking a step back, yet never a step forward in the right direction. In fact, the only guys that can get real results with these programs are those with godlike genetics or guys who are taking dangerous performance-enhancing drugs like steroids and growth hormone. Now, here's another monumental muscle building lie, and this is one of the biggest of them all. This is the lie that you must buy their supplements to see and feel any real results. Stuff like weight gaining shakes, pre-workout energizing pills, and anything else with a flashy looking label and a cool sounding name to build muscle. Now, this is one of the worst things you can do because you're throwing your money down the toilet and flushing the handle for barely, if any, noticeable results. And a lot of these supplements are absolutely worthless for the amount of money these companies are charging you. For example, did you know that the FDA does not even regulate what's in these bottles of pills or powders? So Company X can put whatever they want inside and say it works. Listen, I don't want you wasting your money on that fake muscle building junk ever again. However, there is some good news, and it's not your fault for falling for this lie. Again, if you want to blame anything, blame the super powerful supplement mafia and those greedy bodybuilders and pro trainers you see on the magazines. Because whoever says you need to take this stuff is a complete BS artist. It just goes to show you very few understand the natural power and principles behind the anabolic burn effect. So now that you know the real truth about how this entire time it wasn't your fault, that your muscle building switch has been stuck due to the lies that you've been told, let's dive into some specific tips that I have for you today. Now, these are the same tips that thousands of other guys have used to transform their bodies from skinny to superhero, while also building real-world strength that they can use every day like a regular action star. Now, the most important of these tips is utilizing the anabolic burn effect to getting big, strong, and ripped. And I'll go into this specific tip in just a second, so pay attention. First, you absolutely have to know this one supposedly golden rule if you want to build muscle. Well, actually, this is going to surprise you, and a lot of people don't believe me at first when they hear this. In fact, most guys think this is the only way to build muscle. Just never the way most dudes tend to utilize this one method. And if you abuse this principle, you won't be gaining muscle, but just useless pounds of ugly fat. Now, I want you to avoid those super bulking diets that so many people recommend to put on muscle, because in the end, most of these diets only leave you with 10, 15, or 20 plus pounds of fat hanging from your waistline. Yet, here's a trick that you can use to minimize the damage, and it's really simple. Just replace a lot of those extra calories from carbohydrates with more protein and healthy fats, which will help to actually increase your metabolism and the thermic effect of food inside of your body. And just by following this one tip, you'll automatically avoid gaining 10, 15, or 20 plus pounds of ugly blubber in the next few months to years. Plus, you'll have more energy, better workouts, and increase your body's anabolic muscle building response to food. Just visualize. You take advantage of this one tiny little change, and automatically you'll start looking tighter, more vascular, and more muscular in the morning. Now, how cool is that? All from just one small change. Now, here's another tip, and it's how to double and even triple your results in the gym, allowing you to build muscle and strength at a faster rate than ever before. Now, here's the trick. Instead of training each muscle group one time per week like most juiced up guys or zombies walking around in the gym, you're going to hit each muscle group multiple times per week. So what do you think would be better for your body and your results? 52 growth-producing workouts per year or 104 growth-producing workouts per year? Now, you do have to train in a certain way at certain times to get this full effect, but trust me, it's worth it in the end. And you know what? It gets even better. Here comes the really massive and crucial tip. Now, without using this one important tip, you can forget any of those other tricks I share with you to help you build your own superhero body. This is the tip that will allow you to cut your gym time in half and still be able to build muscle without gaining an ounce of nasty belly fat. In fact, following this one tip can literally make or break your progress. This is the trademarked anabolic burn effect, and it's used by every single successful, normal, and average guy out there who wants to build muscle, gain strength, and absolutely kick butt. Now, here's how it works, so pay attention. Your body produces both muscle-building hormones and muscle-wasting hormones. There's always a balance going on inside. Now, here's the interesting thing. When you overtrain, perform the wrong exercises, and eat the wrong amounts and types of food each day, your muscle-wasting hormones win the battle and skyrocket out of control. Now, guess what happens to your body's natural muscle-building capabilities? They hit a huge brick wall. However, you avoid this by training in specific patterns throughout the week, utilizing only certain exercises, and eating certain foods at certain times of the day to maximize your own supply of muscle building hormones. So this system takes advantage of your body's unique hormonal balance and naturally increases your muscle building hormones while decreasing your muscle wasting hormones by, of course, again, following a specific pattern. And the result, your body is in a constant positive and natural anabolic environment geared towards building muscle and burning fat at the same time. And that's awesome because most guys are walking around with the exact opposite. High amounts of muscle wasting hormones circulating around their bloodstream. And this is the reason, again, why most muscle building programs that you see in the magazines never work for average guys like us. Yet, you've tricked your body into building mounds of impressive muscle mass and building real world strength to fight off evil and protect the innocent. Plus, training and eating this way permanently shifts this crucial balance in your favor by increasing your natural muscle-building hormones such as testosterone, growth hormone, and insulin-like growth factor by utilizing the anabolic burn effect in specific cycles throughout the week, therefore giving you the results no other plan can offer you. You actually use your own body's natural muscle-building hormones as a tool to build muscle. Just picture it for yourself. Here you are lifting weights, feeling super motivated, getting and feeling stronger every workout, and just feeling awesome about yourself. And then all of a sudden one day, bam! You wake up, look in the mirror, and notice more muscle popping out of places where you never had muscle before. Your shirts are tighter around your chest, shoulders, and arms, and people begin noticing that you're starting to look bigger. And who knows, maybe your friends ask if you're secretly on something. And of course they want to know what's up. Well, here's what's up. You now know the secret formula which guarantees you build as much muscle as you want naturally without having to rely on anybody else or any miracle muscle building supplement. Now, that was a lot of information, and you may be feeling a bit overwhelmed or confused, and that's okay. But basically right now this means you have two choices of where to go from here. Choice one is to go off on your own and do all of this yourself. You can take the information from the presentation and try to apply it on your own, and you might see some success if you took careful notes. Or there's choice two, the smart and savvy choice. This is the easiest, quickest, and most enjoyable way to finally packing on slabs of permanent, rock-hard muscle and finally transforming your body from skinny to superhero. And you know what? Why try and reinvent the wheel? Because all the work is already done for you. Why struggle through this? Why try to figure it out on your own when there's an exact step-by-step blueprint? One that's been time-tested, backed up by science, and real-world results. One that's been enjoyed and used by countless men of all ages to get bigger, stronger, and to transform their body from skinny to superhero. And not only transform their bodies, but transform their entire lives in the process. Well, because of my own struggles with building muscle, and because I knew millions of guys around the world were struggling right this minute with building muscle, I created the best-selling system, 3-Step Muscle Building. And it's exactly that. 3 simple steps to go from skinny to superhero. Now, I've used it and can vouch for it. The principles found inside have really helped me a lot to finally building muscle. And it's the only program you will ever need to build dense, rock-hard muscle all over your body. Muscle that you can see and feel in the bathroom mirror each morning when you wake up. And the secret to keeping this look for the rest of your life. This radical, simple 3-step system will work for you even if you have naturally skinny genetics, have a long and lanky body type, have a super fast metabolism, or even if you think you've tried everything else under the sun. Now, let me tell you what 3-step muscle building is not, just so you know exactly what you're about to experience. This is not some other muscle building program yanked out from one of those magazines, and it's not some weight gaining magic pill solution. No, you've been lied to enough. And it's time for a solution that works without those gimmicks. And this is definitely not some type of super advanced approach to building muscle that only people with PhDs and lab coats can figure out. Rather, 3-step muscle building is the result of over a decade's worth of study, constant testing and tweaking, analyzing the most successful muscle building case studies from average individuals, as well as looking at the real reasons why most muscle building programs fail from the get-go and creating a unique and savvy solution to the age-old muscle building conundrum. So if you're wanting the real and truthful answer to building muscle, here's what you can expect. If you want to add 5 to 10 pounds of lean muscle mass in the next 28 days, cut your gym time in half, increase your body's natural fat-burning muscle-building hormones, and create a superhero physique without sacrificing your entire lifestyle to do it, then 3-step muscle building isn't just a system for you, it's the only system for you. Just check out the results that average people are getting. Dan thought his body was actually broken because he stopped seeing progress from his regular workouts. He literally had no clue where to go. Now, he's already a big guy to begin with, but luckily he stumbled upon 3-step muscle building and he gave it a shot. Within the first week, he was leaner, bigger, stronger, and his chest felt like it was pumped up 24/7. And here's Eamon, who was always the really skinny kid growing up with a fast metabolism, who also wrestled competitively, which didn't help matters. But when he was done wrestling, he needed a new goal, which he decided was to build muscle and to gain weight. Since following the tried and true principles inside 3-step muscle building, he's put on over 10 pounds of lean mass without adding an ounce of fat around his midsection, something he was quite scared of in the beginning. Now, here's just some of the unique things you'll learn in the entire 3-step muscle building system. On page 62 of step 1, you'll discover the foundation of the anabolic burn effect. Now, this includes the detailed and simple step-by-step plan to increasing your body's natural muscle-building hormones to encourage an anabolic growth environment. On page 6 of step 2, which is titled the 20-minute muscle miracle, you'll not only have 10 weeks worth of muscle building workouts, yet you'll discover this neat little 20-minute trick done once per week that forces your body into a corner so it has no choice but to build muscle. Oh, and here's what's really great, and my personal favorite part of the entire system. In the section titled Rapid Recharge, this is step 3, by the way, of the entire program, I go into detail about how to cleverly trick your body into building muscle while burning fat. Now, some of these secrets were quite shocking when I first read them, and the exact opposite of all the popular dogma that is out there today. Plus, I'm going to give you an exact breakdown of what specific foods to avoid if you're serious about building muscle. And a lot of these foods are considered healthy by many people. As you've probably noticed by now, 3-step muscle building is by far the easiest muscle building system to follow, as it allows you to build muscle, gain strength, and kick villainous butt outside of the gym. And the results come fast too. In fact, many guys who've gone through the program report upwards of 2 to 3 pounds of lean gains in the first 7 to 10 days, which is quite shocking since we've all been there before, struggling to even gain a few pounds of muscle mass per month. And you know what? That is amazing, considering they are seeing results and experiencing this transformation while working out less. Now, you may believe that a system that can do this much for you would cost a good chunk of change. And in all honesty, it should. The system has helped thousands of guys all around the world build pound after pound of lean muscle mass quickly and naturally. And don't worry, I'll get to price in just a minute. First, I want to share a few other unique benefits that this one-of-a-kind system is going to deliver to you. You'll discover 3 highly critical and important muscle-building elements that almost every guy who wants to build muscle gets wrong. And that starts on page 46. You'll also discover some really clever and unique ways to instantly increase your strength and enjoy your workouts by looking forward to them each and every morning when you wake up. Plus, I reveal the exact muscle-building formula, techniques, and down-to-the-hour tricks to flipping on your body's genetic muscle-building switch, not just for one day or 1 week, but for the rest of your life. Now, the price of 3-step muscle building by itself at retail is valued at $97. However, you're not just receiving the entire 3-step muscle building system today. Just for watching this presentation, you're going to get free of charge these value-added bonuses to help you build muscle even faster. The first gift that you're going to get is my patented supplement report. Now, inside, you'll discover the truth about every single worthwhile supplement that is out on the market today. Now, supplements, as we said, are not required to get big. We've been over this. But there are some needles in the haystack that can be somewhat worth your while if you decide to go down this route. And you're going to get this entire special report, normally valued at $47, free today when you order. Now, you're also going to get the 3-step muscle building fast start checklist and the super powerful 3-part success kit. You're going to want to tear through the fast start checklist right away and make sure every little box is checked before you begin. And this is really powerful information and will allow you to start the entire program with your best foot forward. And inside the 3-part success kit, you'll have all of your muscle growth charts, workout logs, and daily journal to keep track of everything. You know, one of the biggest reasons for lack of success with any program is a lack to track your progress. So how will you know if you're bigger or stronger each week without just taking those 2 minutes to write your stats down? It's really that simple and quite powerful on a subconscious level. Now, combined, these 2 bonuses are valued at $94. However, they're yours today with the entire system. And if you bought everything separately, then your total investment today would be $238. However, just for watching this presentation today, you're going to get a great deal. So today, you won't be paying anywhere near the retail value for 3-step muscle building and the value-added bonuses. Not even close. So your investment today will not be $238. In fact, not even half that. Not even $77. Your total investment today, which includes the entire 3-step muscle building system and all the bonuses you see above, is now only one payment of $39.95. Listen, don't decide right now. Take advantage of my 3-step triple action guarantee. Just try 3-step muscle building for yourself for a full 8 weeks. And if you don't see newfound muscle popping up all over your body in the next 60 days, or if you don't feel your shirts getting tighter around your chest and arms in the first 30 days, even if you hate the font inside, you'll be refunded every single penny, no questions, no hassles. And when you get started today, you'll join countless other success stories like Phil. Phil had no clue what to do in the gym, and he had a spring break vacation coming up, so of course he wanted to look good for the beach. He stumbled upon the unique principles inside 3-step muscle building, followed everything to a T, and built 11 pounds of pure lean muscle mass in just 8 weeks. And he also got a 6-pack for the first time in his entire life. Now, I'll even take it one step further. So, because you're here today, I'll even go ahead and add my online coaching program into the mix. So I'll be with you every single step of the way. We'll be walking along your journey down the path of success together. You will not be alone. So if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to shoot me an email and I'll personally answer your question. In fact, here's my email right now just to show you I'm not kidding. Remember, it's not just a great bargain you're getting today. You'll be joining in a monumental movement, a movement of what I like to call the 1 million pound mission. My goal by the year 2020 is to help 100,000 guys from all over the world transform their bodies, going from scrawny to superhero by packing on at least 10 pounds of pure muscle to their frames. And I want you to be part of this mission. Just think of the type of impact this will have on your life. Being a real-life superhero is not about having superpowers. It's about living the good life. Living the life and being the man you've always wanted to be, and always striving to be great and inspiring. Just imagine how many people around that you can touch just from being in shape or having a body that some other person is envious of. You have the power to change so many people and cause a ripple effect throughout the world. Or how about helping a neighbor with their groceries up the stairs, or shoveling your car out of the snow, knowing you can do this without your body breaking down or having a heart attack? Or how about helping a friend move because it's just no big deal for you? This is powerful. This is freedom. You're capable of great things and to be prepared for anything. And that's what 3-step muscle building is all about. And you'll be part of an ever-growing society of guys who have changed their lives for the better by following 3-step muscle building. So click on the orange button that says add to cart below to claim your discounted price right now. And you'll be granted immediate access to everything. The entire 3-step muscle building system and all the value-added bonuses. So if you can turn on your computer, then you won't have a problem grabbing the entire program. I've made everything downloadable, so nothing will be shipped. So there's no need to wait on pins and needles hoping your package will arrive. You will get everything right away. And if you do have an issue, again, just shoot me an email and I'll be happy to help you out. So click the orange rectangular button below and let's get started now.